Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Nish and thank you for tuning into my video. I truly appreciate it. Now, if you guys couldn't tell by the way I'm dressed, today marks the 1-year anniversary since the Raptors brought home their first NBA title. Yes, it was today, June 13th, 2019, when the Raptors defeated the Golden State Warriors 114-110 in Golden State, or I should say in Oakland at Oracle Arena, the last game to ever be played at Oracle Arena. The Raptors spoiled Golden State's bid at a three-peat championship and brought the championship up north where it truly belongs. Yes, it truly belongs up north. Basketball was invented by a Canadian. It belongs up here with us. Now, some people are going to say that, they won because Durant was injured. They won because Klay Thompson was injured. But let's not go down that path, guys, because if you really want to talk that way, if you really want to bring up those facts, let's just go back to Golden State's first title when they beat the LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. If LeBron had a healthy Kevin Love and if LeBron had a healthy Kyrie Irving, it would have been a different series. It would have been maybe an even series at 2 apiece instead of 3-1 for Golden State. But, all LeBron had was Matthew Dellavedova. That's all he had. And he still took 2 games from him. But seriously though, who would have thought 1 year later the Toronto Raptors would still be the defending champs of the NBA? I mean, not a lot of people, and definitely not anybody down south. No sportscasters, no media outlets down south ever give Raptors the credit they're due, even after we won the championship. But who would have thought that we would still be the defending champs 1 year later? I mean, nobody would have thought of Corona and how that impacted the whole landscape of everything. That changed everything. But the fact of the matter still remains, Larry O.B. still resides up north where it belongs. And to think it almost didn't even happen, though. We lost Game 5 at home, a game that we should have won. Even though we were trailing the entire game, until the very end, we finally caught fire, or I should say Kawhi caught fire at the very end, because nobody wanted the ball. Everyone was just giving the ball to Kawhi, and rightfully so. But at the very end, we caught fire in that game, and man, Kawhi was going off. The entire game we were trailing, I remember Kawhi was going off with it was maybe 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left. Kawhi is going off, and then we finally have the lead. We're up by 6 points or something. There's 3 minutes left in the game. We have the ball. The Warriors are all flustered. They're all, they're like, oh shit, this is it. And then Nick Nurse calls a timeout and ruins all the momentum we have. And I'm just like, what are you doing? As soon as he called the timeout, I just stood up from my seat and I was just like, what? This guy. We just got the lead. Kawhi is going off. We're up by 6. We have all the momentum. We have the ball. And you're going to stop it? You're going to stop? The Warriors are flustered, They're on the ropes. And Nick Nurse just calls a timeout. I was like, I don't know who called. When it first happened, I don't know who called the timeout. I don't know if it was Nick Nurse. I don't know why the play even stopped. I don't know who called the timeout, but later find out that Nick Nurse called the timeout. Bruh, what are you doing? We could have had a championship on home court. But anyways, it all worked out for the best. Nick Nurse is still the greatest coach of the year, and he deserves it. But yeah, that was just I'm no coach. I'm just a fan. Who am I to criticize anybody? But immediately I knew when that whistle was blown, I was in shock. I just stood up. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was having flashbacks. I was having nightmares. PTSD of, Leafs Game 7 collapse against the Bruins a few years ago, where we were up by 3 goals, and then in the third period, with 8 minutes left, and then we let Boston come back and beat us. On the flip side, that one, the coach didn't call a timeout, which cost us the game. And this time, the coach called a timeout, which cost us the game. 2 costly timeouts, both called incorrectly. Both ended up costing the game. I was like, yo, I can't deal with this. Yo, my heart can't deal with this, guys. My heart can't deal with this. So, when we lost game 5, I was like, damn, now we're going back to Oracle Arena. And they have a chance now. They have a chance. And they were actually winning game 6 for the majority of that game too. So, Toronto, they closed it out. And hey, it was history. We made history. But, definitely some tense moments, man. My heart can't take it, My heart can't take it. But yeah, I remember just, the whole bar erupted when we won. You're just standing up, high-fiving, hugging random people. Everyone's going crazy. You go outside on the streets. The streets are going crazy. Cars are honking all over the place. It's such an amazing feeling. And then the parade after that was something straight out of a movie. I've never experienced or witnessed anything like that in my entire life. I took the day off of work to go down with a few of my coworkers and I should say friends. They're my friends / coworkers, and it was an amazing time. It was fun, but it was definitely not for the claustrophobic. I mean, I'm not claustrophobic, but if you were claustrophobic, yeah, good night. Like that was not the place to be for you. Toronto that day was not the place for you. It was crazy. It was pandemonium. Even on the inner streets. The inner streets were busy. The main streets along the parade route was, forget about it. You're like 20, 30 people away. Not even. You're way more than that. Like close to the actual parade bus themselves. But I've never seen that many, but I think it was like 2 million people that descended upon Toronto streets for that parade. It definitely felt like it. I don't know what the numbers were, but it definitely felt like it. Even in Nathan Phillips Square, like you're literally shoulder to shoulder with people. Like people are moving, you're being pushed in every which way direction. And, we're with like some girls too. And, the girls are getting lost. Like, yo, I don't even know how people brought kids with them, because people are standing shoulder to shoulder and like you can't even see if there's like a kid in between you guys, because like there's literally no space. That kid can't even see the sky. Like when they look up, I don't know what they're seeing. So I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah, it was pandemonium. Something like that will probably never ever happen again. We probably witnessed the biggest championship parade in Canada, I would say. Like, don't quote me on that because I don't know the stats from the Blue Jays win. And I don't know the stats from, well, I guess the Blue Jays win because Leafs haven't won anything since '67 or whatever. So I assume not many people were parading back then. That sounds very ignorant, but I'm positive. The population was, wasn't what it was back then, and people are not parading back then, like 2 million strong. And with this whole COVID situation, probably something that will never happen again. Let's be honest, guys, because they're not going to let people gather like that anymore. Not for a long time, or not until we get vaccinated. But that's another story. Let's not get into that right now. But anyways, I'm glad I experienced that because we may not get a chance to do that again. I couldn't make this video without honoring my boy DeMar. Have a moment of silence for my boy. DeMar DeRozan, the sacrificial lamb. Man, they did him dirty. Masai did him dirty. None of this would have been possible without him. So, DeMar, thank you, for all the hard work you've done, all the hard work you've put in, this to the organization, all the hard work you've done for the city. None of this would have been possible without DeMar. for building the team up to what it was before he left, and for him for being such a high trade asset in order to even land Kawhi. None of this was possible without him. So, even though he wasn't on the team, I wish he was on the team. I wish he did win the championship with the Raptors, but unfortunately, they did him dirty, man. They did him dirty. When I heard he got traded and how he got traded, I wasn't happy. I wasn't a fan, even though Kawhi is an amazing player and we did win. So in hindsight, it did work. But at the time, I was pissed. When DeMar got traded like that too. So, shout out to my boy DeMar. But if you ask me, was it worth it? Hell yeah, it was worth it. We're champions. We got a ring out of it. So that's all. At the end of the day, it's all that matters. But it just sucks that DeMar couldn't have been a part of it, because for all the hard work he's put into this organization, and all the work he's done for the city, and he deserves it more than anybody else. And he was the Raptors' sacrificial lamb, in order for them to win the championship. But in my eyes, he's the Raptors' GOAT. Some will say Lowry, some will say Kawhi. Even though Kawhi's only been there for a year, he's still accomplished more than pretty much any other Raptor has in postseason. But in my mind, DeMar's still the GOAT. So thank you, DeMar. I appreciate your service, and all the best. But speaking on Kawhi, man, that dude is just on a whole nother level. Like, he's the best two-way player in the game. I think he made history being the first player to ever win, MVP in both conferences. So, finals MVP in both conferences. What an incredible player, incredible memories that he gave us throughout that playoff run. Shutting down Philly with that Game 7, the first ever Game 7 clinching shot, in NBA playoff history. That was amazing. That I don't understand physics or anything like that, but that shot, I don't know what to say. That defied all logic, and the basketball gods definitely wanted to give it to Toronto. We had this one, Maybe they had a part in KD going down. Maybe they had a part in Clay going down too. Who knows? But regardless, we're champions, and that's something they can never take away from us. I have no ill will towards Kawhi for leaving. He gave us what we wanted. No, sorry, he gave us what we needed, and he got what he wanted. So, if I was him, I would leave too. Who wouldn't want to go home to a nice sunny place and play, in front of your friends and family, and have a chance to win a third Finals MVP on a third different team? So, I don't blame him at all. I'd leave too. But, I'm just glad that he was here for the time that he was, and that, the incredible memories that he gave us. That shot against Philly, made Embiid cry. Taking down the Greek Freak, making him look human. And then obviously putting away Golden State. It was a whole team effort. Siakam, Van Vliet, Lowry, Ibaka, Gasol, Powell, everybody played their part. We have the deepest bench in the game, and I'm just glad that we were able to pull through and get us a championship, because that's what this city's been fiending for. And this country's been fiending for. The whole country was watching, and it was amazing to see. But yeah, guys, June 13th, 2019, history was made. The Toronto Raptors won their first NBA title, and 1 year later, we're still the champs. So having said that, thank you for tuning into my video. Truly appreciate it. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.